Hello and welcome along to round 8 of ETGT League Season 4. We are at the Laguna Seca Raceway in the United States. A beautiful shot there of the corkscrew as we're on the Coca-Cola helicopter here. So we were last here in Season 1 with the V8 Challenge season, and now we're back with the German touring cars. So we're almost at the end of the season now. So it's round 8. Round 9 will be next week at Watkins Glen. We've gone all over the world with these German touring cars, and we're finishing up in the United States for this season. Nick Pfaff could also leave Laguna Seca the champion. As we have a look at the points, there's 10 points between him and Chris Padajak. If Nick Pfaff leaves here with more than 10 points, he will be the champion, since there's only one round left after this race. If we look further down the grid, you've got Solomon Fackery, 43 points. He's only 1 point ahead of Peter Dongo, so the fight for third is certainly on. Peter Cameron there, still in 5th place, Trent Fuller in 6th position, and a lot of the newcomers in the Porsches, Mitchell Collin all the way to Blake Williamson, slowly catching up, as we see Harsha Hosso there in 11th place. As we take a look at the teams and manufacturers standings, in Team 53 still in the lead with 69 points, ahead of Pfaff Motorsports with 66 points, 2-car squad against the 1-car squad, certainly tight there. And Sicko Motorsport in 3rd place with 56 points. And Colin Racing Team and PC Racing, a bit of a battle there with 37 and 34 points. And Peter Cameron with 34 points as well. And Mercedes in the manufacturer standings, 191 points, is still in the lead. Ahead of Porsche, we're slowly closing the gap since there's more Porsche cars on the circuit, but I don't think there's enough rounds to overtake Mercedes there. And BMW still in 3rd place. So as we mentioned before, we were last here back in Season 1, this tight twisty circuit with the V8 Challenge cars. They were also Group 3 machinery, the same with the German touring cars, which are going to be on track very shortly. You can see a shot of the first turn there. Hopefully all the drivers get through there cleanly today. But yeah, we had 2 races back in Season 1. There's only 1 race here with the 30-minute timer. There are some clouds in the sky, as you can see, but there's no rain forecast at the moment. We'll head down to the grid shortly for the grid walk, so we'll see where all the drivers line up here for round 8 of the German touring cars. So the corkscrew is probably the trickiest section on the circuit for the drivers to navigate. There are also a lot of curbs here which are really violent on the cars if you hit them the wrong way and at the wrong angle, and with the circuit being so narrow and with all the gravel and the grass, as you can see around the track, it's a very challenging circuit. It's a very short circuit as well. There's going to be quite a number of laps here as we reach the half-an-hour mark. So we're ready to go down to the grid walk now. Let's head down there now and see where the drivers line up for the race. We're down here on the grid at Laguna Seca Raceway. The fans have come out, absolutely packed the stands to come and watch the German touring cars for round 8 of their season. It's almost the end of the season, the end of the championship, but we've still got a lot of racing left. And in pole position for this race, it's your championship leader, Nick Pfaff from Pfaff Motorsports. If he scores enough points ahead of Chris Padajak, he could be the champion today, the driver's champion and the team's champion too, basically. So we'll see what happens. He's in pole position, he's in the best position to make something of it. So he's on the front row, ahead of Jeremy Crow, who starts in 2nd place. You've got PC Racing here, 2nd and 3rd, both cars lining up on the grid there. Livery looking good. The Repco and Shell sponsor cars. So car number 104, he will start in 2nd place. And in 3rd position, it's your race winner from the last round, Mark Pacheco. So car number 773, he starts on the outside,
compared to his teammate, who's got the inside line. So if Jeremy Crow gets a good start, he could actually find himself alongside or in front of Nick Pfaff. But Mark Pacheco, on the other hand, because he's on the outside, we'll see what happens as we head into turn 1. PC Racing are in a bit of a battle with Colin Racing Team, who they're qualifying ahead of here. And here is Blake Williamson, who will start in 4th position. Car number 747, I think it's his best starting position here in ETGT so far. Now, he's got the inside line going into turn 1. So if he gets a good start, you could see him right behind Jeremy Crow into the first turn. But we'll see what happens. So Blake Williamson's actually out-qualified his teammate, Mitchell Collum. So he'll start in 5th position with Mitchell Collum, car number 30. A little bit down than what he'd like to see, but he is alongside his teammate, so maybe Colin Racing Team could work together and move up the grid into a podium position. Speaking of podium positions, in 6th place on the grid, Chris Padajak for Sicko Motorsports. So like we said before, if Nick Pfaff scores enough points ahead of Chris Padajak, he will be the champion. So if Chris wants to delay that to the last round at Watkins Glen, then he'll have to finish, I believe, on the podium. There's a 10-point gap at the moment between the two drivers, and if there's more than 10 points after this race in the gap, then Nick Pfaff is the champion. So yeah, Chris Padajak starting in 6th, see if he can work his way up the grid. Same with Peter Dongo, who starts here in 7th position, team 53, car 53. Usually he's a little bit higher up on the grid, but we'll see if he can work his way up the grid. He's in a bit of a battle with Solomon Thackeray in the championship himself. Peter Dongo in 4th position, Solomon in 3rd. There's only 1 point between them. And as we move down the grid, in 8th position, Peter Cameron. Still the only BMW on the grid representing the squad in the yellow BMW, car number 60. See what he can do. He's in a good position in the championship at the moment. He's in 5th position. So if he can continue to score points, BMW and himself, see what he can do. And Solomon Thackeray starting here in 9th position. Like we said, he's in a battle with Peter Dongo in the championship. There's only 1 point between them. So Solomon, he'll be looking to finish ahead of Peter Dongo, who is just ahead of him. So if he gets a good start, see if he can hustle himself up the grid, Confesa Racing Team. And Trent Fuller, car number 5, bringing up the rear of the grid, team 53, car number 5. Trent Fuller, he's got some of the new guys who entered the championship a bit later still behind him. So we'll see what Trent Fuller can do here at Laguna Seca, scoring points for his team. And that's how they all line up here on the grid at Laguna Seca. We'll take you back up to the commentary box where you can catch all the action. Round 8 of the German touring cars is about to begin here at Laguna Seca Raceway. The lights are out and the drivers are off. Oh, Nick Pfaff, there's a bit of wheel spin off the line. Oh, look at that, Chris Padajak shoving his way through. So Nick Pfaff in the lead, Jeremy Crow second position, Chris Padajak side by side with Mark Pacheco. Oh, I think Mark Pacheco's hit his teammate there, and Blake Williamson shoving his way through. Oh, one of the PC Racing guys is off. Yeah, yes, looks like that was Jeremy Crow. He's off as the pack make their way through Laguna Seca. Alright, so Nick Pfaff in the lead to boosted Blake. Blake Williamson up in the 2nd position there. Good job from him. And there's Mark Pacheco. Oh, he's shoving his way into 2nd now. Oh, I think he's hit the curbing there a bit. So his car went up. So he's side by side with Blake. So they head into the next corner. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, he's gone off. Oh, Blake Williamson shoved Mark Pacheco off. Oh, and he's done well to avoid any incidents there. The pack make their way to the corkscrew. And there we go. So Pete Cameron, 5th position, benefiting there from some of the incidents up ahead. So Peter Dongo, 6th place. Solomon Thackeray at 7th, and Mark Pacheco is still getting himself sorted. Is he going to get past? Oh, he thought he touched the Porsche there a little bit. But Mark Pacheco a bit unsettled there. And there's his teammate at the back of the grid. Mark Pacheco, Trent Fuller and Jeremy Crow. As they go to start lap 2, the grid's still tightly packed. Let's go back up to the front. We got Boosted Blake in second place. Richard Collin in third. Or is Chris Padajek going to make a move on the inside? No. They go into the first turn here at Laguna Seca. So we'll see what tyres everyone started off in a sec. Ooh, see Chris Padajek still just behind. Let's ride on board with him as he chases down Colin Racing Team. This is great for Colin Racing Team in their championship. So PC Racing basically taking themselves out in the first turn. We've got Colin Racing Team in second and third, and Chris Padajek just behind him, giving him the hurry up, it looks like. Nick Pfaff going off there at the distance. So we can hear the Porsche's engine screaming over the Mercedes V8. As we follow these guys up the corkscrew, we'll follow Chris Padajek down the corkscrew, see if he navigates it cleanly. He's taking a slightly different line there. Probably braking a little bit later, trying to be safe. And there we go. So yeah, Sicko Motorsport, fourth place, chasing down Colin Racing Team. Oh, and kicking up a bit of dust there, Chris Padajek. This is allowing Peter Cameron to catch up a little bit, actually. So he's now like sort of just behind. In the BMW. Yeah, there we go. So Peter Cameron just behind. He's in a good position there. As they go to start lap 3. The BMW, you can hear the turbos whistling as we go down the main straight. It's a very short circuit here. There's going to be a lot of laps done in the half an hour of racing that we do. This Colin Racing Team getting pretty close there. It's Mitchell Collin and Blake Williamson together. This is good for their championship against PC Racing, like we're saying. It's PC Racing down in 6th and 9th, 10th even. We'll have a look down the grid. So it says Mark Pacheco in 6th place, Sultan Factory in 7th place. And he's got Peter Dongo there and chasing him down there in 8th. Jeremy Crow there in 9th position. So he's past Trent Fuller. There's Trent. It's a bit of a ways down there in 10th position. Still in a points paying position. Team 53. So we'll go back up to Mark Pacheco. It's kind of a bit of no man's land. Oh no, he's chasing down the front pack, but he's got nobody behind him. There's a big gap between him and Solomon. So Jeremy Crow has gone past Peter Dongo. It's Peter Dongo. Oh, he's really struggling there. So Team 53 now, 9th and 10th. They're in a tight battle in the championship with Pfaff Motorsports actually as well. So it's not great for them. They're only going to score a handful of points, and you've got Nick Pfaff there in the lead. Oh, but he's got Blake Williamson just behind him. Something happened to Nick Pfaff. Something must have happened with him to lose those positions. So he's got Boosted Blake just behind him. The Colin Racing Team just behind there now. Right on board with Blake Williamson as he chases down Nick Pfaff for the lead. So this is Blake Williamson's best position so far in ETGT. So he's got his teammate just behind him. And they're chasing down Nick Pfaff for first place. We've got Chris Padajek still in 4th. So he's just behind him too. It's a bit of a close pack here. Let's see what everyone's running. So the soft tyres there for Boosted Blake Williamson. And the medium tyres for Nick Pfaff. Interesting. So Nick Pfaff in the lead on the mediums. He's got good pace. So if he's on the mediums, and then we got Blake Williamson on the softs. Same with Mitchell Collins. So Colin Racing Team on the softs, chasing down Nick Pfaff. Chris Padajek, he's on the softs as well. Mark Pacheco on the softs, and Peter Cameron also on the softs. So everyone in the front pack on the softs, except your leader, Nick Pfaff. And there we go, Jeremy Crow, he's also on the softs. Peter Dongo also on the softs. The softs seem to be the best choice so far. Oh, and something's happened there to Solomon. He's got some damage on the rear of his car. Back in 9th position now. And there we go, Trent Fuller. He's got damage on the front, so maybe something happened between those guys. 10th and 9th place. So yeah, Trent Fuller on the softs and Fezza on the mediums. So that's unfortunate for him. Solomon on the mediums, but he's got damage, so he's going to have to stay out and just put up with it until he pits again. Let's go back up the front. So we've got Colin Racing Team, yeah, so same positions basically up the front. Nothing's really happened so far. they navigate the corkscrew. Too easy there. So, something's happened there to Peter Cameron. He's been passed by Mark Pacheco. He's making his way back up the grid after a bit of a rough start there. He had a bit of incident with his teammate and one of the Colin Racing Team cars. I think it was Blake Williamson, shoving his way up to second, which he is in now. And I think Jeremy Crow going off in the first turn, basically on the first lap. That's why Jeremy's all the way back at 7th. So the Colin Racing Team, will score a lot of points in this position. So, overall, Nick Pfaff has good pace. He's on the mediums and he's doing pretty much the same times as Boosted Blake is in the softs. But Colin Racing Team keeping him honest. And there was Mark Pacheco's kind of catching up now to Chris Badajak, who's just up ahead. So you can see the top 4 now all within a few seconds of each other. It's pretty close. And Mark Pacheco with the fastest lap just gone past, so he's definitely on the charge. Not really close to pit stops yet. Maybe in a handful of laps. Lap 6 at the moment as we head up to the corkscrew. The Colin Racing Team getting really close there up the front. All the cars getting really close. As we go up to start lap 7 soon. Colin Racing Team, chasing down Nick Pfaff and Mitchell Collins side by side. Oh, Mitchell Collins spun. Oh, Mitchell Collins hit the gravel and he spun. Oh geez, he's reversed back and he doesn't want to get hit by Peter Cameron. He's just gone past. That's allowed Mark Pacheco and Mr. Sato to Chris Padajek to go past. Sicko Motorsport. Oh, and he's dove really deep there into the first turn. So Blake Williamson's still there in second. I wonder what happened there. I wonder if Mitchell Collin and Blake Williamson, I think he's hit the grass. Oh, he's really untidy there. Oh, that's allowed all 3 of them to really bunch up. Oh, that's actually allowed Mark Pacheco to go past. Oh, and he's shoved Chris Padajak onto the gravel. Okay, so Mark Pacheco sensing opportunity there. Maybe he was going to pass him anyway. Then with Blake Williamson going off. There's a bit of a gap there now. Look at that. Chris Padajak going off. Right, we'll stay with Mark Pacheco. We'll see if he gets Blake Williamson into the corkscrew or not. It's a pretty brave move if he was to do that here. And no, he's going to stay back. Chris Padajak, 4th place. And we've still got Peter Cameron in 5th place. He's on the soft tyres. He's usually on the alternate strategy, but he's on the faster tyre at the moment. He's doing well. It's actually ahead of Mitchell Collin, who spun out on the last lap. I think he was trying to overtake his teammate, and he just... Oh, speaking of his teammates in the pits, the Boosted Blake in the pits. Colin Racing Team off to service their driver as the rest go past. I wonder if he's got any damage from that incident. I don't think he does with his teammate. We're waiting a long time here. As the cars all go past, and Peter Dongo's going past now. Blake Williamson, and there we go. So he's finally getting into the pits. And there we go. Change the tyres, be fueling up. Hopefully it's the end of the race. Hopefully he's got the medium tyres on. And then off he'll go. Is Fezza going past? Yeah, Solomon's gone past. Well, Solomon's coming out. The cameras catch up to everything. So Blake Williamson is on the mediums. We can see him coming out of the pits there. We can see Solomon coming through. And Blake Williamson comes out ahead. The Team 53 are out to service Trent Fuller at the moment. So have a look at that. And there we go. The team are out and ready. Service their driver. Come back to that in just a sec. And Nick Pfaff as well in the lead there. And there we go, Trent Fuller in the pits. Tyres done. Fuel in. Okay, someone going past. Maybe it's... Yes, the leaders are coming past to lap Trent Fuller and start lap 9. So we got Nick Pfaff. Oh, and Chris Padajak is in the pits now. Okay, so Peter Cameron now up to 3rd place. There we go. So Peter Cameron up to 3rd. Mitch Collin there in 4th. Jeremy Crow in 5th. And Chris Padajak in 6th. He's pitted. Team 53 are out for Peter Dongo now as well. But there's Sicko Motorsport waiting for their driver. to come in, and there we go. Chris Padajek on the softs. Used up more fuel than Peter Dongo as well. We're looking at the stats. Team working away. Oh, look, someone was floating in the air there, I think. I'll have to have a look at that. And there we go. It's Chris Padajek out. And then Peter Dongo. Oh, he's got a 1 second penalty. It's Peter Dongo as he comes in to change his tyres. Softs off, and then mediums on, and the fuel. Oh, yep, and see, someone was floating there as well. So, yeah, some people are a bit high there in the pit lane. So Peter Dongo is now out, and there's Trent Fuller there in 10th. So he hasn't been lapped yet by Nick Pfaff, who is there in the lead, with Mark Pacheco just behind him in 2nd. Peter Cameron still in 3rd, with Mitchell Collin just behind him there in 4th place. I wonder if these two are going to pit now this lap. So they're both on the soft tyres. The Mark Pacheco's pitted. It's PC Racing servicing their driver. And there we go. So Peter Cameron also in the pits. Mark Pacheco, there we go. PC Racing out for their driver. I think they've stolen. They have stolen Collin Racing Team's overalls once again. There we can see. And there we go. Peter Cameron's crew out to service him once he pits. And there's Collin Racing Team out with their overalls and pit crew all ready to go. Oh, and Jeremy Crow's in the pits too, so PC Racing double stacking, but it's alright. So Mark Pacheco's in first, so he'll be out by the time that's finished. Collin Racing Team for their driver, there we go. And Peter Cameron as well. So everyone's pitting at the same time, lots of stuff happening. Jeremy Crow, his team out, but the car's not in quite yet. Oh, look at that. So Peter Cameron's got out ahead of Mitchell Collin as Blake Williamson comes through, and he's just behind. And Chris Padajek comes through 4th. Oh, there we go. So Peter Cameron's just ahead of Mitchell Collin, and there's Solomon Factory just behind them. There's a bit of a train here of cars. Oh. So Peter Cameron coming out ahead. We assume he's on the medium tyres, and Jeremy Crow, as we saw. He has done his pit stop. Mitchell Collins now just overtaken. That was a good move there. Mitchell Collins overtaken Peter Cameron. Little line of cars there. Oh, and Jeremy Crow. Peter Cameron. Sorry, he's spun there. Unfortunately for him, maybe he hit the curbing there. Maybe he was side by side with Fezza. Okay, so Chris Padajek is now in 4th. So he's chasing down Blake Williamson. He's chasing down Mark Pacheco, who's just in front of him. And it looks like Nick Pfaff was quite a bit of a gap. But Nick Pfaff is on a different strategy. So Nick Pfaff on the medium tyres, he's going to last quite a lot longer, actually. So Chris Padajek there in 4th place. Mitchell Collin chasing him down 5th. So Solomon Factory is only just behind. So Solomon could, he could get a few positions here. Sort of kept out of trouble. He's made his way up the grid. He is in a battle with Peter Dongo, who is well down the order at the moment. So there we see Jeremy Crow. He is just behind Peter Cameron, but that's because Peter Cameron did spin just the previous lap. And there's Peter Dongo just behind there. So yeah, not the best race or track here. It looks like Peter Dongo on T53. He's there in 9th. And he's got his teammate who's just starting lap 11. There's Trent Fuller right now. So we'll just have a look at the championship table just quickly with Trent Fuller. So he's on 28 points. He's just behind Mark Pacheco and Mitchell Collin. So those guys are just ahead. But if anything happens, someone could DNF. He's there to capitalise and still score points for himself in T53. Scoring a handful of points here. Although Jeremy Crow, he could spin off again. Oh, Peter Cameron. Looks like he's just let him by. Peter Cameron letting Jeremy Crow through. As he chases down, there's a bit of a gap, but he'll chase down Solomon. Oh, and Peter Cameron back in the pits. Wonder what's happened there. So he's got the medium tyres. So we're over half distance with 16.5 minutes into this race. I guess he can put it on the softs again if he wants to. I'm not sure what's happened there. Here's your leader, Nick Pfaff. we'll check what his tyres look like. Still in good condition, and he's still staying out, is Nick Pfaff. So he's on these mediums, his front right is almost gone, but the others are in still good condition. So Mark Pacheco on the mediums, yeah, he'll be fine for the rest of the race. As long as his fuel holds up, which it should. Also, Mark Pacheco is past Boosted Blake. Or they already like that. I think we'll have to double check that. But yeah, looks like he's passed. And Chris Padgeck's still a couple of seconds down. You can see podium position just in front of him. He's got much worse tyre wear slightly than the others. Oh, and Fez is pitting. Alright, Solomon is pitting. So he's going to get his damage sorted and he's going to put new tyres on. I guess he'll put the softs on. And, well, you have to put the softs on because you have to use both compounds. And they'll fix the car and then he'll go. So we can't see the cars going past, but they are going past. And there's Peter Dongo going past. Starting lap 13. And there we go. Solomon pitting. Servicing the car. Tyres, fuel. Fix the bumper. Yeah, and he'll go. And off he goes. So he's still in 8th position. He's got the soft tyres on. Oh, and Peter Cameron. Looks like he's going to probably pass him though. It looks like Peter Cameron's just been lapped by Nick Pfaff. See what happens at the pit exit. And Solomon's out, and it's all good. Solomon out with his tyres. So he'll have a few others in front of him, maybe pit. There's a lot of gaps though, actually, between Richard Collin, Jeremy Crow, and Peter Dongo. And Richard Collins is just behind Chris Badajak, isn't he? Yeah, so these guys are all sort of close on the track. But it's all sort of fizzled out a bit midway through the race now that everyone's sort of pitted and on different strategies. They're all in different sort of parts of the circuit. We got a few close battles here with Mark Pacheco and Blake Williamson. I still don't remember where Pacheco got past Boosted Blake. Don't know if that was just before or earlier on the race, but either way, it's a good result for both of them, especially for Blake Williamson. It's one of his best results in ETGT. And there we go, Nick Pfaff, your race leader, is finally in the pits. So Pfaff Motorsports out to service the driver. New Bridgestone tyres for the Mercedes. He's almost out of fuel. He had 13% left, as you can see there. And we're 20 minutes into the race, so we're 3/4 of the way through. So he'll put the soft tyres on and just go to the end. He definitely had enough of a gap. There we go, Mark Pacheco and Boosted Blake coming out just ahead of him, it looks like. So there we go, Mark Pacheco on the medium tyres. He's going to come out ahead of Nick Pfaff. And there we go. Blake Williamson is going to get ahead of him as well. Oh, it's going to be very close. Yeah, just ahead. Okay, so Nick Pfaff, let's run on board with your championship leader. He's on the fresh tyres and he's on faster tyres. We'll see if we can get a move done here. Yes, that was very, very easy there, wasn't it? Alright, there you go. Nick Pfaff back up to 2nd position. So he's going to chase down the car ahead, Mark Pacheco. He is on the slower tyre. 9 minutes to go. The battle for the lead and the race win is on. So, the battle for the championship as well. As it stands with the points, Nick Pfaff will score 9 points. Chris Padajak will score 7 points. And I'm not sure in my head if that's enough for Nick Pfaff to win the championship or not. There's 10 points between them at the moment. It has to be less than 10 points when they leave. So when you're +9 and then you're +7, Yeah, I think Nick Pfaff is still far enough ahead. So, lap 16. A lot of laps here so far. We'll definitely reach 20 laps or more. Is this the closest battle on the track though? You got Blake Williamson and Chris Badjack. Yeah, they're pretty close here actually. So I think with Blake Williamson having gotten overtaken by Nick Pfaff. Oh, Nick Pfaff is brought up a bit of dirt there as he tries to chase down Mark Pacheco. So Chris Badjack, he's trying to chase down Blake Williamson. He hasn't really got anyone behind him. He could just focus ahead. He's got a good view of the cars in front. As we head up to the corkscrew. I haven't been here since I think it's season 1, I believe it is. So it's been a while. Oh, but it's good to be back here with Group 3 cars. These German touring cars. A bit faster than the... Oh, which I know they would be exactly the same as the cars that we came here with in season 1. They were also Group 3 machinery. The V8 Challenge. And this guy, Chris Padajek, in a V8 car. He chases down Blake Williamson. So there's Mitch Collin there just behind him. Still a few seconds down. And Jeremy Crow, still recovering overall after that incident on the first lap at the first corner. He's in 6th position. But unless something big happens up the front, I don't think he's going to really gain any more spots. His gaps are too big. It's Peter Dongo, 7th position for him. I think that's where he qualified. So he's going to finish where he started, perhaps. Fezza. There is a championship battle between him and Peter Dongo. At the moment, there's only a 1 point difference in the championship, and on track there'll be a 1 point difference. In the finishing position, I think they will come out on even points. No, they are already on even points. Or there's a couple of points difference. There's 1 point difference between Solomon and Peter. So we'll go back up the front. Mark Pacheco still in the lead. He has Solomon Factory. He has Nick Pfaff chasing him down. And look at the gap there, it's less than a second now. So Nick Pfaff really getting use out of those softs, getting the alternate strategy going. Mark Pacheco, he's got the pace though, he's doing well. And Blake Williamson, oh, he's got Chris Padajek just behind him now, look at that. So Blake Williamson, Chris Padajek just behind, and Mitchell Collin, he's probably thinking, yeah, if you guys could slow each other down and I'll catch up, that'd be great. Yeah, look at that, that's pretty close. Alright, so there's close battles all the way up the field between 1st, 4th, 5th. Is that Jeremy Crow catching up to Mitchell Collin there, or is that someone getting lapped behind Mitchell Collin? No, that's someone getting lapped near Mitchell Collin. That's yeah, Trent Fuller or Peter Dongo, one of the Team 53 cars. Yeah, look at this battle for the lead. Alright, so we'll stay on board with this. Nick Pfaff is surely sensing opportunity. Look, he's so close now. Look at that. Is he going to get a move done out on the inside there? Oh, it's close between these guys as well. Oh, and looks like they kind of touched. It's very close regardless. There's a bit of a gap between these guys. Stay on board with these guys as they're on board the Coca-Cola helicopter. Getting a good shot there of the action. Oh, and it's going to be tight going up towards the corkscrew, isn't it? Look at that. That's a Nick Pfaff is sensing an opportunity. This is going to happen real soon, isn't it? Oh, he's not going to get it done down there. And now look at that. There's a bit of a gap there between Blake Williamson and Chris Padajak, which Mitchell Collin probably slowly catching up. Yeah, we'll stay on board with these two. Look at this. As we go into the last corner. Mark Pacheco really defending for his life. I think the move's going to get done into turn 1 though, isn't it? Nick Pfaff will get the slipstream. Also, Mark Pacheco's going to come to the inside. Oh, no. Nick Pfaff gets the inside done. Oh, but Nick Pfaff's got a penalty. Oh, there we go. So Nick Pfaff with the penalty. I think he crossed the line there. Oh, yeah. I think the penalty's going to get served in just a couple of corners. Oh, and he's hit some grass there too. Right, so Mark Pacheco, he'll probably get the position back once the penalty gets served. And then the penalty's in a couple of corners. Okay, the penalty is in a couple of corners. And we'll see what happens. Can Nick Pfaff actually get enough of a gap so the penalty doesn't affect him? Wouldn't that be something? So there's 2 minutes left in the race. I think they'll get one more lap in at least. See what happens with the timer as we go to start the next lap. Yeah, there we go. There's really a big gap now there between boosted Blake Williamson and Chris Padajak. Mitchell Collins actually almost close to there, it seems. So let's see what happens with this penalty. So it looks like the penalty is going to be on the main straight. So he's going to serve the penalty here. There we go. So there's the penalty line. Slowed down. Is Mike Pacheco going to get ahead? Yes. Oh, he gets shoved to the side. Oh, Nick Pfaff did want to. He did want to try and protect that. Okay, so Mark Pacheco back in first position is going to get shoved a little bit by Nick Pfaff. Oh, he's going to get shoved. Oh, it's Nick Pfaff back in the lead. That's going to be inevitable though, wasn't it? Oh, look at that. Mitchell Collins gotten ahead now. Chris Padajak. Or did Chris Padajak have a penalty also, perhaps? Oh, this is the last lap. It looks like there's 1 minute left. Yeah, Mitchell Collins now gotten ahead. So Colin Racing Team 3rd and 4th. Nick Pfaff there back in first place. Yeah, he's getting in front of Mark Pacheco's a bit dicey there between them. It's a bit close. But there we go. Nick Pfaff there in first. Have to see what happened with Mitchell Collin and Chris Padajak there at the end as well. But there we go. This is is this going to be the final lap? It's 15 seconds left. Yeah, I think it's going to be the final lap of the race. As we head towards the final corner, there's 10 seconds to go. Actually, it's going to be very tight. Oh no, is there going to be another lap? There is there? Oh, there's another lap. Okay, so Nick Pfaff thought, he actually slowed down on the line. He thought it was enough, but no, Mike Pacheco's got the move. Oh, there goes side by side in the first turn. Oh, he's gone really, really wide to try and protect his position. So Boosted Blake crosses the line in 3rd. Richard Collins crosses the line in 4th. Chris Padajak in 5th because the time is gone. But the guys up in 1st are still battling. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, so Nick Pfaff thought he had it done. If he broke a little bit earlier, he probably would have got it, but he's had to beat that. Okay, so Jeremy Crow crosses the line in 6th position. So Peter Dongo is going to cross the line in 7th. For Team 53. Wow, that's pretty eventful there across the line. And there we go, Solomon's going to cross the line too. 8th position. And Peter Cameron, after starting so well and running as high as 3rd, I think it was, he'll cross the line at 9th. And then we'll have a look and see what happens with our race leaders. There we go, Peter Cameron there. And there we go, Nick Pfaff still well in front. And so here's your race leader. He crosses the line in 1st position with Mark Pacheco in 2nd. Oh, he's hit the wall, scraped the wall there at the end.
And there we go, Nick Pfaff takes the victory ahead of Mark Pacheco here at Laguna Seca. And, yeah, Nick Pfaff crossing the line pretty much just on the 30-minute mark, but yeah, they had to do another lap, and that's why it looks like they lapped the field. But Boosted Blake, he finishes in 3rd position, ahead of his teammate Mitchell Collin. That's a great result there for Collin Racing Team. And yeah, Chris Padajak finishing in 5th position, ahead of Jeremy Crow, Peter Dongo, Solomon Thackeray, Peter Cameron, and Trent Fuller finishing there in 10th position. So let's take a look at some highlights now from the race.
So let's check out what happens at the race start here with Jeremy Crow. He gets a decent start. He's still in 2nd place here, but he gets a nudge from his teammate as he gets down the inside into the first turn. So they get shoved here, and then Blake Williamson's on the inside of both of them, and he gets shoved again, and he gets shoved into the gravel. So yeah, Blake Williamson hitting Mark Pacheco, who hits Jeremy Crow off into the gravel. So we're on lap 2 of the race. There's a lot of action here coming up into the corkscrew. So Mark Pacheco's just behind Solomon Thackeray. He gives him a little bit of a tap as they head down the corkscrew. Yep, just here. So Solomon goes off wide a little bit. Trent Fuller goes off wide as well, as you can see. So whilst that was happening, Jeremy Crow had a big spin at the corkscrew. Let's have a look and see what happened. Oh, he touches the gravel there a little bit. Goes through alright, but then he just spins it. There he is. He's beached it completely through the corkscrew, and off he goes. So let's have a look and see what happened with Trent Fuller through the corkscrew and afterwards. So yeah, he goes off here into the gravel, as you can see. He goes past Solomon, so that's all good there. So it makes his way through these next few corners, and then Trent Fuller, I think he hits the curb, and then he goes off. Oh, and he spins and hits the wall. So that's where his damage came from the front of the car. Unfortunate there for Trent Fuller and Team 53. So we're starting lap 3, and Peter Dongo finds himself in a bit of a spin out just after the first corner on his beach. That something happened with the throttle there on the car. Alright, so it's lap 4. We're following Solomon Thackeray. He's got Jeremy Crow just behind him there. So we'll see what happens to Solomon. This is how he got the damage on the rear of the car. Oh, he hits the curbing and he slides a little bit. Oh, and he spins the car. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. Oh, and he reverses and hits the wall. That's how he gets damage on the rear of his Porsche. So we're on lap 6. We're going to see what happened with Mitchell Collin and his teammate. Blake Williamson's a bit slow out of the corner, and Mitchell Collin tries to go alongside him. Oh, and he hits the dirt on the outside, and yeah, he loses control of the car and just spins. He's lucky not to hit the wall there on the inside. Never see Peter Cameron going by. So we're on lap 10 here, and Peter Cameron's just pitted. He's put the fresh mediums on his car, but he hasn't quite got to grips with the grip levels, and he spins. Oh, and he's hit the wall there as well. Yeah, he's got more damage to the front of the car, so he would have had to pit again to fix that. So we're going to start lap 20 of the race, and there will be a bit of redemption for Mitchell Collin after his spin earlier. This is the overtake he did on Chris Padajak to get 4th position. Oh, he gets moved out of the inside. And away he goes.
So a lot of drivers finding it difficult at the corkscrew there. Well, there it is right there. So yeah, we saw both PC racing guys having some trouble there. Trent Fuller went on the gravel as well. So did Solomon. So yeah, but all 10 drivers made it to the finish at the end there. And yeah, you had the 2 leaders getting in an extra lap. And it didn't rain here, even though the clouds are covering the circuit, and all the fans were treated to a very good show. So let's have a look at the drivers' points now and see if Nick Pfaff has what it takes to become the drivers' champion. And indeed he does. So Nick Pfaff with 76 points. He is 14 points ahead of Chris Padajak, who has 62 points. So Nick Pfaff is your drivers' champion for ETGT League Season 4. The German touring cars, driving the Mercedes for his own team, Pfaff Motorsports. So yeah, congratulations to Nick Pfaff there. Let's have a look at the rest of the points. So we've got Peter Dongo and Solomon Thackeray tied on points now, 46 points each. So we'll see what happens going into the final round. One of those guys is going to finish ahead of the other. Peter Cameron still in 5th place with 36 points. And Mitchell Collin and Mark Pacheco moving up past Trent Fuller there. So let's have a look at the teams and the manufacturers' standings after round 8, and FAF Motorsports have moved ahead of Team 53. It's 2 points between them, 76 points versus 74, and with 1 round left, well, Team 53 could still find themselves winning the team's championship. You got Sicko Motorsport there with 62 points. They're only 10 points ahead of Colin Racing Team. So if Colin Racing Team have a good result in the next round, they could pass Sicko Motorsport in the standings. And PC Racing Team are just behind as well, only 4 points behind between those teams, and Fezza Racing Team only 2 points behind as well with 46 points. And Mercedes with 212 points ahead of Porsche with 149 points. It's safe to say that Mercedes have also won the manufacturer's standings with enough points ahead of Porsche, who are on 149 points, and then BMW there with 36 points. So yeah, Nick Pfaff is your driver's champion. He's won 5 races this season. He's also taken 7 pole positions. So well done to Nick Pfaff and Pfaff Motorsports. I'm sure Mercedes will be thrilled about that. And actually, yes, there we go. We can see Toto Wolff celebrating in the Mercedes garage there. So congratulations to Mercedes for taking out the manufacturer's championship ahead of Porsche and BMW. So both the drivers and the manufacturers' championships have been wrapped up here at Laguna Seca. There is 1 race to go, however. The last race will be at Watkins Glen, where the team's championship will be decided between Team 53 and Pfaff Motorsports. And we're running the long course configuration at Watkins Glen. Last time we were there was at Season 2, where we ran the short course with the Group 4 cars. So we'll wrap things up here at Laguna Seca, but we'll be back for the last round at Watkins Glen. So we'll leave you with a photo montage of all the action here at Laguna Seca. And we'll see you guys at the next round. But until then, it's bye for now.